Since the beginning of human civilization, humanity has always searched for ways to transcend its own reality, to escape the weight of the mind and forget its troubles. Among the many paths discovered for this escape, alcohol stands out as one of the most popular. Today, it is celebrated as an agent of both joy and tragedy, inspiration and oblivion. Despite the massive global production, promotion, and legalization of alcohol, most people neither consider nor understand the spiritual consequences it brings. In this video, we will explore the hidden spiritual effects of alcohol, revealing what truly happens when you consume it, and what great spiritual masters and ancient traditions have to say about it. The history of alcohol is more than the story of a substance. It is deeply intertwined with humanity's quest for transcendence, alchemy, and connection with the divine. To truly understand it, we must look at the roots of its etymology and uncover the deeper meaning behind the word. In Arabic, the word al-Kuhul originally referred to a fine powder used as a cosmetic to darken the eyes, known today as kohl or kohl. However, this term carried a much deeper meaning for ancient alchemists. Al-Kuhul symbolized something intangible, an essence that could be distilled. It was seen as the soul of a substance, the spirit captured in the alchemical process. In essence, Al-Kuhul meant body-eating spirit. In alchemy, alcohol came to represent a volatile essence, a spirit that separates from raw matter. Perhaps this is why we still refer to alcoholic beverages as spirits. The use of alcohol as a fermented drink is ancient. Civilizations like the Sumerians, Egyptians, and Greeks revered alcohol as a gift from the gods. In ancient Mesopotamia, wine and beer were offered to the gods during rituals. In Egypt, wine was associated with Osiris, the god of renewal and fertility. The Greeks dedicated wine to Dionysus, the god of ecstasy and divine madness. Yet, while alcohol was celebrated as a divine connection, it also carried warnings from the sages of antiquity. Wine had the power to reveal the true self, but it also had the potential to cloud reason and open doors to dangerous influences. In Islamic tradition, the term al-Kuhul evolved to denote alcohol extracted through distillation. Even though alcoholic beverages were prohibited in Islam, Muslim alchemists continued to study and refine the distillation process, making important contributions to the art. One famous alchemist, Jabir ibn Hayyan, known in the West as Geber, was among the first to document the distillation technique that would eventually shape the alcohol we know today. Over time, the legacy of alcohol transcended alchemy and became embedded in everyday life. However, the substance that was once revered for its spiritual connections has gradually come to serve the opposite purpose. Alcohol is not just a physical substance. It affects both the body and mind, directly interacting with our energy fields, often referred to as the aura. To understand its impact, we must venture into the subtle realm where modern science and spirituality intersect. All esoteric traditions agree on one fundamental truth. Humans are not just flesh and bones, but energy in motion, surrounded by vibrational fields that emit and receive information from the cosmos. This energy field, often visualized as the aura, reflects our spiritual vitality. It is within this field that alcohol exerts its most profound and least understood effects. When we consume alcohol, it enters the physical body, altering chemical processes in the brain and liver. But in the energy body, alcohol serves as a destabilizing force. It creates disruptions in the individual's energy field, leaving them vulnerable to external negative influences. Rudolf Steiner, one of the founders of anthroposophy, argued that alcohol consumption weakens the spiritual self, making it easier for destructive forces to influence the psyche. This energetic opening can attract thought forms, astral larvae, or even entities that thrive on addiction, referred to in Spiritism as obsessing spirits. These gaps or ruptures in the aura are particularly dangerous because they diminish our connection to the higher self, that divine spark that guides and protects us. Instead of remaining centered and aligned with our essence, we become scattered, like a rudderless boat tossed on turbulent waters. This is why many people report feeling emotionally unstable, spiritually disconnected, or mentally foggy after drinking heavily. The impact extends to the chakras as well. Alcohol tends to overstimulate the root chakra, linked to earthly pleasures and survival instincts, while weakening the crown chakra, which connects our consciousness to the divine. This imbalance creates a dangerous cycle where we seek quick, material satisfaction, avoiding higher truths. Great spiritual masters have long warned about this. In the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali emphasizes the importance of purity in both body and mind to reach higher states of consciousness. Paramahansa Yogananda, in his autobiography of a yogi, noted that alcohol clouds the light of the spirit, dulling the clarity necessary for true spiritual realization. Even modern neuroscience aligns with these teachings. Studies show that alcohol reduces activity in the frontal lobes, the part of the brain responsible for conscious decision-making and introspection. Alcohol's energetic impact can also be felt in collective spaces. When many people consume alcohol together, such as at parties or gatherings, their energies mix uncontrollably, causing the overall vibration of the space to drop. The environment becomes denser and more chaotic, with people's behavior often becoming more primal. This is why many spiritual traditions advise avoiding environments where alcohol consumption is common, recognizing the risks not just for the individual, but for the collective energy as well. On the brighter side, there is hope. Human energy is incredibly resilient. Through spiritual practices, such as meditation, Reiki, yoga, and conscious intention work, it is possible to repair the damage caused to the energy field and restore balance. But this process requires effort, commitment, and a conscious decision to transcend material impulses, realigning with the divine. By understanding how alcohol impacts your energy field, you can begin to make more intentional choices that bring you closer to your true self. Is the fleeting pleasure of a drink worth the disconnection it causes from your essence? Alcohol exerts an undeniable pull on humanity. Over the centuries, it has been celebrated in rituals, used as a social medium, and sought after as a means of escape. But why, despite knowing its harmful effects on the body and mind, do we continue to be drawn to it? What lies behind this veil of illusion that makes us crave something we know will harm us? At the core of this attraction is a deep disconnection from our true nature. Since ancient times, humans have sought ways to escape the limitations of the body and mind. The pursuit of immediate pleasure and relief from existential pain is part of the human condition. Alcohol presents itself as a solution, an elixir promising to lighten life's burdens and transport us to a state of temporary ecstasy, a fleeting sense of freedom. But this is nothing more than the veil of illusion. Alcohol offers a false sense of happiness and liberation. When consumed, it creates a brief awakening, where feelings of anxiety, fear, and insecurity seem to fade away. Confidence blossoms. The shy person finally speaks to the one they admire. Courage emerges, but these sensations are short-lived. They deceive us into believing we are free, when in reality, we are drifting further away from our true essence. The essence of Hermetic tradition teaches that humanity is in constant pursuit of the unus mundus, the primordial unity, the state of totality and harmony with the cosmos. By turning to alcohol as a means to fill the inner void, we are making a mistaken choice. We seek unity outside ourselves, in the ephemeral, in what is physically consumable, and by its very nature, depletes us. Alcohol offers a false connection to wholeness, but this connection is fleeting, eventually breaking and leaving us emptier than before. Ultimately, what we seek is a reconnection with our inner divinity, the peace and fullness that do not come from external sources, but reside within us. Ancient sages like Plato and Laozi spoke of the path to true freedom and enlightenment, paths that do not rely on fleeting pleasures or temporary escapes. In his work, The Republic, Plato described the soul's ascent as a process of liberation from the illusions of the physical world. Laozi, in the Tao Te Ching, taught that true peace is found by living in harmony with nature and the flow of the Tao, not through indulgence or escapism. On a psychological level, alcohol reinforces a pattern of emotional dependency. People often do not turn to alcohol solely for pleasure, but as a means of coping with psychological and existential suffering. Alcohol has a sedative effect that can be soothing when someone feels overwhelmed, anxious, or stressed. By reducing stress, it offers a false sense of solace, providing a momentary escape from life's pressures. However, this is merely a superficial solution, one that postpones the need to confront our inner shadows. Instead of solving the problem, it hides it, creating a cycle of escape and return to emptiness. True freedom and happiness are not found in extremes of indulgence or denial, but in reconnecting with our essence, cultivating balance and nurturing inner peace. The real issue is not the act of drinking itself, but rather the driving forces behind the need to drink. What makes us want to escape reality? Throughout history, spiritual masters, prophets, and mystics have shared profound insights on alcohol. Their words carry wisdom, warning us about the hidden dangers this substance poses and its impact on our spiritual journey. These teachings are not mere moral admonitions. They are profound pieces of advice rooted in love, meant to protect humanity's connection to the divine. In Vedic traditions, alcohol is seen as a substance that diminishes sattva, the quality of purity and harmony. The Bhagavad Gita teaches that a balanced mind is essential for accessing higher planes of consciousness. Anything that disturbs this balance becomes an obstacle on the spiritual path. According to these traditions, alcohol increases the qualities of rajas, restless passion, and tamas, darkness and ignorance. These qualities destabilize the practitioner and weaken their capacity for meditation and introspection. Buddha, in his teachings on the Noble Eightfold Path, warned against intoxicating substances. For him, consuming anything that clouds the mind hinders spiritual progress, as it disconnects us from the clarity needed to perceive ultimate truth, nirvana. In many Buddhist communities, alcohol is entirely avoided as part of sila, the ethical discipline. In Hermetic and alchemical traditions, alcohol was viewed ambivalently. While it was considered a powerful substance capable of extracting essences and transforming raw materials, it was also recognized as a dangerous dual symbol. It represented both the possibility of illumination and the risk of being lost in the world of illusions. Alchemists cautioned that the reckless use of alcohol could lead to the degradation of the energy body, opening doors to negative influences on subtle planes. A fascinating account comes from Sufi traditions. Rumi, the great mystical poet, used wine as a metaphor in his verses, referring to the wine of divine love that intoxicates the soul with the presence of God. However, he also cautioned against literal wine, which, according to him, diverted seekers from the path of awakening. For the Sufis, true ecstasy comes from spiritual connection, not from external substances. In Christianity, alcohol occupies a peculiar place. Wine is central in the Eucharist, symbolizing Christ's blood and the new covenant with God. However, early Christians and many saints warned against excess. St. Augustine wrote that drunkenness was a form of self-destruction, an act that separates us from divine grace. He saw excessive consumption as a distraction, pulling us away from introspection and prayer. Other mystical accounts describe the spiritual consequences of indiscriminate alcohol use. In shamanism, alcohol is believed to weaken the light body, the energetic protection that keeps individuals in balance with the universe. Many shamans assert that alcohol facilitates the entry of parasitic energies or negative entities that feed on the low vibrations caused by intoxication. These accounts converge on a common warning: alcohol can be a dangerous tool, affecting not only the physical body, but also the subtle levels of our existence. It disconnects us from what mystics call the axis mundi, the axis that aligns us with the cosmos, enabling us to navigate both the physical and spiritual realms. Choices. This practice of mindfulness helps break the cycle of addiction by cultivating awareness and allowing us to respond with clarity rather than impulsivity. Similarly, in the yogic tradition, the practice of sadhana, a disciplined spiritual routine, helps us redirect our energies towards higher purposes, fostering a deeper connection with our true self. The key to transcending dependence, whether physical, emotional, or spiritual, lies in the recognition that true freedom does not come from external sources, but from within. It is the liberation of the mind and spirit from the illusions and distractions of the material world that opens the door to genuine peace. The more we integrate practices that nurture our inner strength and resilience, the less we find ourselves drawn to substances like alcohol for solace. By cultivating a balanced lifestyle, where self-care, discipline, and introspection are prioritized, we move closer to the clarity and alignment we seek. Each moment of awareness is a step towards reclaiming our spiritual autonomy and connecting more deeply with the essence of who we truly are. This journey is not about denying oneself or creating guilt around past choices, but about developing the awareness to make empowered, conscious decisions that align with our higher truth. As we transcend the need for temporary fixes, we open ourselves to the lasting transformation that brings us into harmony with the universe and our divine nature. Through sustained practice, reflection, and commitment, we can break free from the cycle of dependency and discover a life of clarity, inner peace, and connection to our true essence. The path is long, but with every step, we move closer to the freedom we are all ultimately seeking. Rebirth through liberation, a path to true peace. Breaking free from the cycle of alcohol is not just about abandoning a substance, it is about embracing a new way of living. A freer, more aligned way of being that reflects our true nature. Think of it like a tree reborn in spring. Even after the cold and darkness of winter, life returns, filling the branches with leaves and fruit. So it is with our soul when we choose to free ourselves from the cycle. It is a rebirth, an opportunity to bloom again, stronger, more aware, and more connected to the divine essence within us. Alcohol may have been a shadow along our path, but remember, shadows only exist because there is light. By choosing liberation, we choose to walk toward the light, toward our truth. We reconnect with the peace, joy, and clarity that have always been within us. Are you ready for liberation? The question remains, are you ready to take this step, to look beyond what the external world offers and discover the infinite source of peace, joy, and clarity that has always been within you? Liberation begins with awareness. The moment you realize alcohol's impact on your body, mind, and spirit, a spark of transformation begins within you. You no longer act automatically, driven by conditioning or fleeting pleasures. Instead, you start questioning your choices. Why do we seek alcohol? What are we truly trying to fill? Often the answer lies in the internal void, the disconnection so many experience. Alcohol, like other forms of escapism, offers temporary relief, but does not address the underlying cause. It is like a mask we wear in difficult times, but one that eventually falls off, exposing our unresolved pains once more. Turning inward for healing. To break this cycle, we must turn inward, where the real answers lie. Spiritual practices such as meditation, yoga, prayer, and conscious breathing help restore balance to the body and mind. These practices strengthen our energetic field and reconnect us to our essence. As we cultivate inner silence, emotional wounds naturally surface. When these imbalances are neutralized, we begin to realize that the peace we sought externally has always been within us, waiting to be discovered. Many spiritual traditions offer specific practices for overcoming addiction. In Buddhism, mindfulness teaches us to observe impulses and desires without acting on them. Instead of reacting automatically, we learn to witness, breathe, and make conscious choices. In Christianity, the concept of divine grace reminds us that we are not alone in this journey. Higher support is always available to those who sincerely seek it. Ask, and it shall be given to you. Reconnecting with nature and gratitude. Reconnecting with nature is also crucial. Alcohol disrupts our natural harmony, and spending time outdoors in forests, mountains, or by the sea helps restore this lost connection. The earth's energy purifies us, releasing toxins from the body, mind, and spirit. Practicing gratitude is also essential. Often we turn to alcohol to escape what we perceive as an unsatisfactory reality, but cultivating gratitude for what we have, even the small things, helps us see the beauty of the present moment. Gratitude connects us to life's abundance and dissolves the emptiness we try to fill with substances. The power of intention and community. Everything begins with intention. My message to you is that you are not a slave to anything. You are the master of your consciousness and do not need any substance to be happy and fulfilled. Surrounding yourself with a community of people who share similar values and goals is vital. Spiritual groups, meditation circles, or even conscious friends can offer support, inspiration, and encouragement during challenging times. Forgiveness, a key to liberation. Finally, we must practice forgiveness, especially self-forgiveness. Many people struggle with guilt or shame for past choices involving alcohol, but as Rumi said, the wound is the place where the light enters you. Our imperfections and mistakes are part of our journey, and it is through them that we learn and grow. Breaking free from alcohol is not just about giving up a substance. It is about embracing a new life, a life full of clarity, peace, and connection with your true essence. Visualize this transformation as a tree reborn in spring. Even after the cold and darkness of winter, life returns with vigor, filling the branches with leaves and fruit. So it is with your soul. When you choose to free yourself from the cycle of alcohol, it is a rebirth. Are you ready? The question remains. Are you ready to take the step? To look beyond what the external world offers and discover the infinite source of peace, joy, and clarity that has always been within you. Thank you for watching.